Morning. You join me on Drive It Day and I've made it to the Great British Car Journey. Now, even though this is about 25 miles from my house, I've never been before. So let's put that straight, have a look inside. I'm going to show you some of the cars, some of my favourites, some of my old vehicles that I once owned and stuff like that. Not the particular vehicle, obviously, the style of. I'm looking forward to this. Let's go and have a look inside. Okay, so we're inside, and yeah, this building, if you're interested, used to be an old wire works, hence why it's so long and thin. They used to start off with the big drum of cable at the end and stretch it out to wire along the length of this building. So, me being me, as I say, I am just going to point out cars that sort of mean something to me. And apologies in advance if I missed something, but there are loads and loads of videos on YouTube of these cars. I always have to film a Traveller for Heather because her childhood memories are going everywhere in her dad's Traveller. So there you go, that one's done. There's a Minor Million there, and then next to that, very early split screen Minor with the low lights and obviously the two-piece windscreen. Old Morris Oxford there. That's sort of a bit old shape-wise for me to remember. Early Series 1 Land Rover there, look. It says Mark 1 on there, should say Series 1. And then we're into the Minis. Nice Anglia. Now, I do like these. I know a lot of people don't like these Clubman fronted Minis, but I quite like them. The front of that, I mean, the original Mini shape is far better, but you know what I mean. I do like that shape. There's nothing wrong with that. So I'll slowly cast the camera around, but as I say, I'm not going to point out every car. Nice Mark 1 Escort. Never had a Mark 1. Late Maxi there. TR6. And a couple of Spitfire. Well, actually that's GT6, that one, but that's a Spitfire. A Toledo, I love a Toledo, as you know. I'd love one of them, I really would. And then Triumph 1500. Daimler there. I have gone past the Jag E-Type. There's no rhyme or reason to the way I'm walking round. Oh look, Allegro. Anyway, there's our first Marina. Coupe as well. Same as the one I had. Not a coupe, but the front was the same. Mine was a T-Reg in blue. So what's that? Is it a Series 2 or a 3? I don't know. Someone will tell me. Riley and a Wolseley. That's quite a late one on an L, isn't it? Avenger. Do you remember the Avenger? I used to love an Avenger. Very sort of Escort shaped, weren't they? Mark II Escort shaped. The Imp varieties. A Husky and a Singer. See, what I might end up doing is filming this and then walking around again without the camera, because you don't tend to notice as much when you're wandering around with a camera. There's a convertible XR2. Is it an XR2? No, it's just a, well, it looks like one with the graphics, but it just says a Ford Fiesta convertible. Cortinas. There's my first ever car, which was a Mark III Cortina. That's an early one on a K. Very early one, actually. So this will have that slanty dash, as we call it. Yeah. Mine was a late one. It had got, in effect, the Mark IV dash in it. Sierra. I love that shape of Sierra, that front with them big lights on. And there was my second car, look, a Mark III Escort. Brings back memories. It's an early one on a W as well. Mark II Cortina, my dad had one of them, a 1600E, and he crashed it. I remember it in our garage all smashed up. Don't really know why they bought it home, but it got scrapped in the end, I think. I was very young at the time. Lake Capri there on an E-Reg. And then we're getting into the good stuff, look. There's a Vanden Plas. It's not an Uston and Allegro, people. Anyway. And they're both in Reynard, look. So that's the Vanden Plas. Then we've got a Series 2 Estate. That's nice. Yeah. A Morris Countryman. Here's a Princess with the what are they called? The lights like that, try something, I forget. Lee'll tell me. So that's a Scimitar, I think. Yeah, Reliant Scimitar. TR7 convertible. That looks like yeah, Dorchester. I was going to say Dorchester, I really was, but they're based on a Granada. It's like a funeral car, isn't it? It's that a Jensen. See, there's too much to see. I'm missing it. Early transit there. Camper van. Certainly the luxuries have changed from back in the day. Well, that's nice. Little Mini hiding in the corner there. And then we've got a Rover Metro there, an Austin Metro, good old Maestro, an MG Metro, there's certainly a few Minis knocking about, isn't there? Another Sierra there. It's a later one with the lights like that. I'll just have a look at the back of this Princess. Princess 2 2.2 HLS. And what else have we got? Another DeLorean. MGZR, that looks nice. Mark 1 Mondeo. Had one of those, probably had one or two of those to be honest. And then this is the famous Vauxhall Victor. This was on, it's made the news quite a lot recently. So bought in 1974, 6 years later, rust proofed, passed away, car found in a shed, covered in polythene on the interior. All the exterior chromework and lights had been removed, covered in oil and bagged up. Inside the boot, 9 5-litre fuel cans and a comprehensive stash of parts. Strangely, the car itself was not covered, and although it is in remarkable condition, the paintwork had suffered. Most extraordinary, it's only done 90 miles. And yeah, just to show you the paintwork, there's a bit of rust there, but like I say, that's crazy. Vaguely remember it being in the news. Anywho, And there is all the list of the Drive Dad's cars that you can do, should you want to. Wow. Right, I'm going to have a wander around and have a look inside cars without the camera for a minute. I may pick it back up if I find something interesting. I thought it'd be bigger than this, to be honest, and that's what she said. Yeah, I'm not disappointed, but I thought there was more cars than this. For example, I know there's a green Allegro somewhere in Applejack, and I don't know where that is, unless of course it's out in another room and I'm being daft. So I totally bypassed the Chevette, didn't I? I think that's quite a late Chevette, to be honest. I think the front's changed. I'm no expert. They had recessed lights on the early ones. So yeah, this was Vauxhall's little car at the time of the Allegro just about finishing, 82. The last Allegros were around then, X and Ys. So... This is inside the Hillman Avenger. That's awesome. This is the inside of the Marina Coupe. Very familiar. Dragging the memory banks back to that. Sort of same colour interior as Agatha as well. So this is inside the Wolseley 1660. Vaguely familiar. My granddad had the Morris Oxford version, and it's quite funny. I used to think they were huge inside, but of course they're very narrow. But that is a lovely interior. We'll just have a look in the on the inside of the Riley, I think. This must be a column shift of some kind. There's no gear stick on the floor, I'm guessing that's a column there. The smell, if we could bring you the smell, viewer. And I shall have to have a look inside the Toledo. I would love one of these. I don't know why, I've never had a Triumph at all. My brother had a Triumph Dolomite, Sprint indeed, in Vermilion, but I don't know, I like base model things, and that is awesome. I really love that. I mean, look at it, it's ace. What's not to love in that? Does anybody want to swap Agatha? I think that's my favourite car of the show so far, even though I am very, very drawn to the Mark III Cortina, just for the nostalgia of being my first car. I would like to have a look in, you know, a late Mark III, as I've said, because the dash doesn't look as familiar in this one. But the front of mine had the square headlights. Mine was an XL, this is just an L, so this is a proper base spec. But that is all the plum colour. Love it. Looks like someone's pulled the cowling off. There, you can see it's hanging down. And the ignition barrel, someone's tried to hotwire it, have it away. As you would, surely. Let's have a look in the estate. It's obviously going to look... Oh! Can we steal the headrests for Agatha? They're perfect. That dashes all the brown, and it's an auto. Fantastic. Bloody grubby though, them seats and the carpets. But yeah, can I have them? If anybody's got any headrests, by the way, send me a message. I feel very, very exposed in the Allegro with these seats being so tall. Not that it'd make any difference, but yeah. Wow, this is inside the HLS Princess. Look at all that. Very nice velour armrests. That's lovely. This is the thing, if I'd got the room and the time, I'd have so much BL rubbish, it'd be amazing. I could have one of Lee's ambassadors. Or Mrs. Wynne, maybe that would be a good... No, I can't cope with Agatha really. I'll try and get a look inside the Mondeo. Again, just for my own memory. Yep. I had a diesel one of these on a K-Reg, and also had the V6 2.5 litre, but the, as I say, this Mark 1 shape, which is when they were only 170 brake then, but it was still a fast enough car. Indeed holds the record for the fastest I've ever driven, obviously on a test track, not the A38 at all. Lovely. Well, seeing as we've had one, for old time's sakes, let's have a look inside the Maestro, the mighty Maestro. So as with everything of this time, this wasn't even badged up as a Rover by now. I think it was just badged as a Maestro. Didn't say Austin on it or anything, I don't think. It's quite a late one, isn't it? Maestro Special is all it's badged as. I think the grille will just say Maestro. Yeah. Certainly makes the one at the abandoned car garage look a bit sad, doesn't it? Wonder how that's getting on. Haven't been for a while. I'd still quite like one of these, you know. This shape of Metro. The late ones, before they became the 100. Don't know why. Because I'm strange, probably. Never really fancied an early one. But the late one, they appeal to me. So we're inside the Mark III Escort. As I say, this was my second ever car. And this is bringing back amazing memories. I didn't remember the steering wheel is so thin, wow. But yeah, pretty much dragging the brain cells back. Mine was the 1300, but it was the CVH one. And they suffered terribly with the oil pumps blocking up and knackering the engine. But yeah, that is wow. 4-speed. Yeah. Fetch silly money now, don't they? Right then, I am going to wrap this one up here from inside the Great British Car Journey. I did actually speak to one of the organisers who works here. They have got a reserve fleet that's stored in other buildings, so hence me not going mad. There is another Allegro, but it's not here at the moment. They've basically got this much room and loads more cars, so they have to rotate them, which makes sense. So I've really enjoyed it. I hope you have too. And if you do like the videos, I'd appreciate if you do subscribe and give us a like, and I'll catch you on another one. Ta-da. Can you imagine me in one of them? I could have an ear outside of each window.